educated decision about your education.
If you haven't heard of SOTA, SAMI, or IDEA, that's totally cool. SOTA stands for the School of the Arts, SAMI is the Science and Math Institute, and IDEA is the Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art School.
Throughout this entire presentation, we will have staff in a live chat to answer any of your questions. You can also reach us by email at sotasamiidea@tacoma.k12.wa.us. All of our contact information is also in the description.
While these are three separate schools, we want to start out by talking about the shared vision and mission that they have.
Each school has a unique community within it. We have prepared various presentations to give you a more in-depth look and to be able to hear from students, alumni, and staff.
As a reminder, we will have a live chat for you to ask questions in, and you can also reach out anytime to our email.
I wanted to come to IDEA, one, because it was new and it kind of fascinated me. I got really excited because it sounded like a lot of things I was interested in, building, getting to do things with your hands, hands-on learning. I had the best 4 years of my life.
One of my favorite classes at IDEA is astronomy. You would think that for astronomy you could just learn about the planets and learn about things like that, but since it's an IDEA-based class, we got to actually walk down to Wapato Park and space the distance between each of the planets, and then we got to build a rocket ship, or what it would be like if we wanted to actually travel to one of those planets, and I think that was a really cool way to look at astronomy.
I think one of the main reasons that I wanted to come to IDEA was because it was this new school that was just opening, and I already knew about SAMI and SOTA. So this third edition that had to do with engineering and designing, and that was super appealing to me, and it was something that my mom really encouraged me to do, and it's been a blast these past 4 years of going through this, the experience of high school.
Learning in class here at IDEA is different than a traditional high school because, for one, we're project-based. So everything that we learn is accumulating towards one project.
Some of the projects I did were, aside from computer simulations, I made a lot of things with my hands. For instance, my earrings that I'm wearing, I made those, and it kind of brought out a passion for designing and the whole process of taking something from your mind, putting it on something, and then actually following through and doing it. That doesn't just apply to jewelry or cars, it applies to everything. I will see something and then I will go through and create something.
I feel like IDEA has prepared me for after high school because it's taught me how to do research projects, it's taught me how to use tools, but it's also taught me the value of persistence. It's taught me how to be tenacious, and it's taught me how to be more empathetic with people, and I'm going to use those skills and hopefully go into something communications-wise or like biological engineering, something like that, as long as it helps people too.
I actually got the opportunity to intern at BCRA. It's a design and architecture and engineering firm in downtown Tacoma. We spent one of our semesters in my junior year just learning everything relating to architecture, relating to engineering, and for me it was really helpful because I'm currently in college studying 3-2 engineering, so that experience I really think kick-started it for me.
I made friends with almost everybody, especially in our class because it was so small. People from all walks of life and in a variety of cultures and communities and from different places. I made friends with people from Gig Harbor. I've never met someone from Gig Harbor, and so it was an amazing opportunity to meet somebody from a completely different town who grew up completely differently than me.
The community at IDEA is very diverse. We have a lot of different kinds of people with a lot of different opinions. We all kind of come together in our ingenuity, in our engineering skills, in our drive to make new things. It's very close. We have really cool teachers and our teachers work with the students. It's a good community. I like it.
I got the opportunity to have a mentor group with Melissa Moffett. It's like having a family in high school, and it's so cool because that family aspect allows us to really talk to one another and to build this relationship over the course of 4 years where you can really go to somebody and ask them for help. You can work with others.
Mentor group is kind of like your school family. My mentor group, we have potlucks, grade check-ins. We keep each other on track academically, but also make sure that we're okay as people.
I feel as if IDEA really did a good job preparing me with what I want to do in the real world. The different experiences that IDEA provided me with anything and everything in relation to engineering, I believe really gave me that upper hand now going to college and studying this, because I know a little bit more what exactly it is that I should expect in college, because again, this isn't your typical high school experience. It's it's more than that. It's a very diverse community with amazing teachers and mentors and adjuncts that come from all different organizations and communities.
I chose to come to IDEA because it was a chance to create something new. I wanted to be part of something that was unique, and I wanted to have the chance to be able to build things with my hands that were also unique.
I chose to come to SAMI because I wanted to go into the medical field once I was in college. SAMI had a great program either in science and math related classes, and they did also internships, which I was really excited to do.
I chose to come to SAMI because I knew that it was going to offer me a lot more opportunities that a normal high school couldn't. The community, you get to know everybody, and I just love it so much.
Classes that I took while I was at SAMI was anatomy and physiology my senior year, which we were able to cut into animals, statistics for math classes, pre-cal, calculus, and I also did an art class, and I was able to draw zoo animals directly when we went into the zoo, which was pretty cool.
I love science and math mainly. It's crazy, the science classes that you get here and the experience, we get to go to the zoo and actually observe animals, or marine biology, go to the water. And these are experiences that you couldn't get at other high schools.
We went out and studied outside. We went to Owens Beach to do chemistry or marine biology. You get to take classes on a boat in the water. You also get to have art class in the zoo, which I guess not every high school has, and it's just you're interacting with live animals, and it's pretty cool.
I have a great relationship with every single one of my teachers. They help me, and I know they only want the best for me.
My favorite class was Spanish because I got along really well with the teacher. And I never left her side ever since my sophomore year. I was always with her in whatever class she taught.
The classes, they're amazing. They're out of this world. The opportunities that we get to have, the fact that we get to walk throughout the forest and actually observe things, go to the water and look at the animals. We have a zoology class, and we have teachers from the zoo, workers at the zoo, that come to SAMI and teach us about the animals. The fact that we have teachers here, at our SAMI teachers and then our zoo teachers, we're just getting best of both worlds.
Going to school in a park/zoo is pretty awesome because you get to walk from one class to another, and it's just seeing the nature is really happy, which brought me so much joy. I'm hey, let's go for a walk, and it was always such a good idea.
We have a class called Next Move. It's an internship class. Before this class, I had no idea what I wanted to be. I didn't know what I was really passionate about, and it has just opened me up to figuring out what career am I gonna do? Am I gonna love my career? And it just dials it down to the small details that you're really gonna need.
Right now, I am studying in the University of Puget Sound as a freshman. The classes that I took prepared me to go into the medical field right now because I did mostly chemistry classes and biology classes, so I really liked them. The Latinx club I started was my senior year, so it's around a year old now, and it's about to bring more cultural to our SAMI school because I know we have a great school community, teachers are with you. Last year we did a Day of the Dead altar, which was honoring the ones who have passed away. I got so many compliments from teachers because they were like, we were so focused on what we wanted to do.
You'll never find a community like Sammy. Everybody is nice to everybody. There's never any drama. No one here is ever gonna judge you. Everyone here, like, it's a judge-free zone, and I love that so much about Sammy. It's just prepared me so much. I'm in ASB, I'm on the Restorative Justice Council. Sammy has opened me up to like places like for volunteer hours. It's giving me everything I need to get into like the best college that I can.
So the first class I ever took, I sat down and I met one of my still closest friends today, Noelle Hume, and she was like, come sit with me. And what really stuck with me throughout that class is like the friends that I made in there just like from the very first period that I walked in at Soda.
Soda creates such like a comfortable environment, whatever you're doing, no matter if you're beginner or if you've been doing it for a while. My first dance class, it showed me a lot. It helped me get comfortable with my body, and I learned from other dancers. The people around you are going to support you and help you no matter what you're doing. And a lot of dancers inspired me. My teacher was really kind and helpful, and I'm really glad that I took that first dance class.
So all throughout middle school, I was writing music and writing songs and all of that, and I've always wanted to learn how to record myself. It just seemed like the right fit immediately when I went in, so I had the plan to become a songwriting audio recording major the second that I got to Soda, but I also have a lot of friends who came in with like very structured mindset on what they wanted to do once they were there, but then once they got there, they really like discovered a passion in a different field of art, and they switched up their direction too.
I've become a much more confident person since I've came to Soda, and it's made me more ambitious and driven to do what I want to. I feel like I don't have to take a very standard, route in life, and I feel like I can pursue my passions because of Soda, and it makes me hopeful for my future. So I've done a lot of post-high planning. We've had like college visit things that you can do at lunch. I just feel like I'm getting a lot of support. I'm pretty confident. I know that Soda has my back, and if I need anything, I can get support.
All the responsibilities that come along with being in different campuses spread out all throughout downtown Tacoma, it really prepared me for what college was going to be like and the responsibilities that come along with college. And there's still people who are there for you once you come to Soda, but there's a certain amount of freedom that comes along with being at Soda, and with that freedom comes this responsibility to like keep up on your work, keep up on your extracurriculars, do all of that stuff, and I think that just comes along with being out in downtown Tacoma. The type of learning that takes place at Soda is very project-based. Even like in your math classes, it's going to be more project-based. You're going to be doing a lot of projects to show what you're learning. Especially in your art classes, though, you're going to just be doing a lot of projects to further your work into these fields. With that comes a certain amount of expertise that most high schools would not offer to you as a high schooler. It's really college level, post-college level work that you're doing in some of these art classes. My mentor teacher was Champ. He was awesome, and I really cherished the times that I spent with my mentor group. And it's just if you're going into a school and you don't know very many people, having just that set mentor group those people are immediately your family once you come to Soda. So it's a really good support system to have, for sure.
I love my mentor group. I'm in Cabrera's mentor group. You get connected with people of all ages. So if you need support from a junior in your mentor group, you know, you have people older than you who can give you advice and, you know, be there for you. And if they've been in the same situation as you, you know, you can always come to them. Your mentor group has you and they got your back. So I think mentor group's really fun and it's important. There are just so many inspiring people at SOTA who I've just looked up to so much. You really just have to have a class and boom, you'll make a friend. There's a lot of like friend groups here that are just so welcoming. Like you don't even have to be in their friend group and they'll literally be so friendly to you. And the people I've met have been super nice.
Welcome back. While those videos showed a glimpse of the daily life in each of these schools, we want to show you or talk about some of our personal experiences as well. My name is Will Bentley again. I went to SAMI. I graduated in 2016. I really couldn't think of a better place to have gone to high school. The community, the support that you receive. I think my favorite thing about SAMI is just the common mindset of accommodation, and not in like a patronizing way, not like, oh, you need help. It's just like the goal is for everyone to get the most out of it and to move forward. And so I have ADHD. My brain is all over the place a lot of the time, and the ability to talk to my teachers and the ability to say like, I need to try this a different way, or the freedom to learn how you learn, right? Mm-hmm. Rather than just learning the content, learning how you learn things, is just such a cool opportunity. And Point Defiance, like it is just a beautiful, what is it, like 700 some acres
it's
of
insane.
Pristine wild land, and the views from like the cliff trail.
The deer.
The deer. You can see the sound from so many gorgeous viewpoints. And to be able to learn in such a supportive atmosphere, mm-hmm. in such a beautiful, unique place is unmatched. Like
no.
You can't get it anywhere else.
It's truly a privilege. Yeah, I'm Grace, by the way. And my experience at SAMI has been so amazing. I've just been super lucky. I feel like the school system that we have in Tacoma Public School District has just really blessed us with having like this SAMI SOTA idea system. Coming out of middle school, I wanted to be able to study math and science, but I also wanted to have a very direct look at my music interests as well. And so I did end up going to SAMI, but I also took 2 to 3 classes at SOTA through my sophomore year. So I was able to learn things like film and take multiple jazz band classes, all while I was like studying for AP Environmental Science. It was just such a cool, flexible environment, and I loved that I was able to grow every part of myself here at this school.
Absolutely.
So now that you've seen most of the schools, or all 3 of the schools' unique offerings, we would like to turn back to something else that they share, which is the core beliefs that shape them.
Yeah, so kind of going off of a lot of the things that we talked about, one of the core beliefs that we have at these schools is that every student should have access to every class, regardless of physical, emotional barriers, or just learning barriers that they have. And so this means that we have a full inclusion policy for all of our special ed students.
Yeah. So our next video for you is going to talk about what it means to be a student with a 504 or an IEP or any other accommodations that need to be met in order to be successful at our schools.
Well, our goal with full inclusion is where every student, regardless of what their need is, they're actually included in the community. So 4 of our tenets that are really important to us at SOTA SAMI and IDEA are community, empathy, thinking, and balance. And the only way you build a strong community is it's inclusive of everyone. And then consequently, because of that, we're learning from each other and we're creating opportunities to really share each other's strengths and support each other where we need that support.
I thought I was going to struggle here. I thought I wasn't going to meet anyone, and I met a lot of amazing people.
To have a student recognize what their challenges were and how she knew it was important to connect with her counselor, and to have something like a check-in and check-out. She obviously knew that had worked for her before, and she wanted to make sure that continued.
I think I've exceeded what everybody thought I was going to do here.
We see each other as family, and we work on things together, and it's a type of community feeling that we get from having family picnics, and just being together is what we love.
It's so important that we're developing relationships with them, and we're really understanding who they are, what their passions, what are their strengths. And school isn't something that's just happening to them. It's something that they're actively participating in.
What have you and Clara been working on recently?
Dance.
Oh, I feel powerful doing that. That makes me feel like a superhero.
So it can help me calm me down and so I'm not feeling so stressed.
That's great. And does that help build your confidence?
Yes.
We have teachers and students who are like best friends. They're always talking. I have a couple of my little best friend teachers.
What we have done is we created what we call bridges. And by doing that, what we're trying to do is get each person within the community to recognize that we all come with strengths.
What I find fun about being a bridge is that seeing the realization that the student that you're helping understands it from what you explain to them, from reading the instructions when they couldn't understand it the first time.
How do we work in teams? How do we learn to work with others? How am I going to share what it is I'm great at, and how am I going to receive help at things where I need that help?
My best quality as a bridge is just helping students who need help, and it's really fulfilling too.
When starting out being a bridge, I was told that even if you don't think you're able to help someone, you are good at something, and that thing that you're good at can actually help someone without you realizing it.
My biggest challenge was going through math classes. The nice thing is that we have help, especially if you're IEP. They really do help with that stuff.
And what do you think is the most important thing and the biggest reason you had success being a bridge?
Helping bridge between the teacher and the student, because sometimes when a teacher is explaining something, it's really difficult, and some students might be too anxious or too shy to speak up or raise their hand. So I am able to help a student out when they don't really want to say anything, to make them feel more comfortable and also help them learn better.
You'll have the opportunity to make those relationships, and sometimes those are some of the most important things that can happen at school.
Hi, welcome to the information night for the Tacoma School of the Arts, the Science and Math Institute, and the School of Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art. My name is Zach, and I'm one of the co-directors here at our three schools. I've actually been with SOTA, Sammy, and IDEA since about 2004 when I started off as an adjunct artist. I worked as an adjunct for 3 years, eventually became a full-time teacher teaching songwriting and audio recording at SOTA, and after 10 years of falling in love with education at the School of the Arts, I decided to go into administration and helped open our third school, the School of Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art. I'm going to tell you tonight a little bit about what we believe as our three schools about education and how your student can get involved with SOTA, Sammy, and IDEA. First of all, our vision is that we believe all students have the right to high-quality educational experiences that develop their unique needs, passions, and interests. We believe that every student has an individual interest and they should make a decision about their own education so that they can pursue their own passions. And our job as teachers, administrators, and staff is to help support them through that educational journey. Our mission is to partner with community organizations and resources to change public education, emphasizing creativity and utilizing a fully inclusive model that educates the whole student through our core values of empathy, community, thinking, and balance. We also believe that to further this idea of students choosing their own passions, they need to be involved in a large community of people who believe the same thing about what they do about school. That's why we're asking students, if they choose to come to SOTA, Sammy, or IDEA, to commit to all 4 years so they're part of a cohort that experiences the entirety of what we offer as our three schools. We have 3 schools that we're going to tell you about tonight. The Tacoma School of the Arts, which was founded in 2001, is located in downtown Tacoma and focuses on the visual and performing arts. The Science and Math Institute, which is located at Point Defiance Zoo, Park, and Marina, and includes the life and physical sciences. And our third school, the School of Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art, is located in South Tacoma at the Park Avenue building and focuses on design and engineering. To tell you a little bit more about these three schools, the co-directors at each of these schools are going to tell you specifically what makes them so exciting.
Fromling, one of the co-directors here at the Tacoma School of the Arts. Our school was founded in 2001 and we are located in downtown Tacoma. Everything is integrated with the arts. We focus on performing arts and visual arts, and we're located downtown intentionally to partner with our community partnerships. We are located within a 1 mile radius downtown Tacoma. We partner with the museums, our local theaters, Tacoma Arts Live, the University of Washington Tacoma, and all of our classes are taught by instructors, and we have working artists, adjunct artists who teach alongside teachers here at SOTA. In performing arts, our students can go deeper in choir and dance, instrumental music, songwriting, audio recording, and theater, and technical theater. So students will take a variety of classes by instructors in the performing arts and some adjunct artists in the areas of theater and songwriting. Students can major or focus on their passion in visual arts, and we have areas of drawing and painting, illustration, photography, video, graphic design, and printmaking. So we definitely have many classes for students to pursue their passion in the visual arts as well. So also at Tacoma School of the Arts, we have the arts integrated in many of our other classes. So students will be required to take their core classes as well, but we are partnering and teaming and collaborating as a staff to make sure that students' passions in the arts are seen in all of their classes, such as humanities, history and English, math, science, and even in world languages. So students are going to see the arts integrated in all of their classes and curriculum. One thing we're really proud at the Tacoma School of the Arts is that students are doing internships their junior and senior year. We think this is incredibly important for their post-high plan. These internships are located throughout Tacoma. We have students in internships at Tacoma Arts Live, at Tacoma Art Museum, and we think it's really important for students to try out an area that they're interested in before they go off to college to major in it.
Okay, I'm Liz Minks, co-director at SAMI. My job is a really great job. It's a dream job. I get to help us think about our role here in the park and using it as a catalyst for learning, really high quality educational experiences. So whether it's our zoo conservation classes or our fisheries classes or our outdoor ed classes, how are we using the park for learning? And then also doing it through our community. So community, empathy, thinking, balance. Really, we live by those pillars. And so I'm just working with staff to kind of dream big. I get a lot of comments. I wish they had a school like this when I was in high school. And I've heard that for probably since 2006. I started over at Tacoma School of the Arts. What makes us different that might meet different needs of different learners is that, first of all, we're situated in a park. We're along the water. We are in an old growth forest. We're sitting right now in the Environmental Learning Center that's on zoo proper. And so we're doing projects with the community to learn about science and math. And so we just have Spanish because we really focus all of our electives on the science and math. And so that makes it a little bit different. The kind of kid that wants to come here is probably one that's really interested in science and math and a learning community that's a little bit smaller. So we're not a huge high school. We're about 615 kids. And so that makes it different. Project-based learning, we really believe, is the best way to approach learning. It's the most equitable, it's the most engaging. We know that work can't be rigorous unless it's relevant, and so this really makes the learning relevant. And so I think some great examples of projects that we're working on a fisheries project with the Puyallup tribe. There's physical math and science pathway and our life sciences pathway. Those are two broad pathways that we have that kids can explore their interests, really come together nicely. The vision is that we have underwater robotics, we have robotics classes, and understanding how we can learn about the environment through robotics. And then the life sciences, of course, of understanding what the fish need, and our core project, the Chinook Orca Recovery Program, is really about creating healthy returns of fish to feed the starving J-pod. Really amazing work, amazing partnerships, and that's an example of a project. Well, I would say Mentor Group is really the spine of our school, and it's not, I think calling it advisory isn't quite do it justice. It's a multi-age group, so there's freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And so there's near peers that are working together, maybe the older teaching the younger, and they're really little families that are working on specific outcomes over 4 years together with a mentor. And so every teacher is a mentor and every student gets a mentor. So nobody really opts out of this program. It's really great that you are driving your education. And so you're really thinking about your different opportunities. And so every 8th grader really should go through this process in our city. I think it's going to make our city great. There's lots of options in Tacoma. We're really lucky. There's really great high schools. If you're thinking about that you really like arts or you like industrial engineering and arts and design, you've got IDEA or SODA. And then if you want to come to SAMI, we're really interested in science and math and the physical sciences and the life sciences. And if you decide that you want to attend one of the other schools, that's fantastic because you're really driving your education.
My name is Kainoa Higgins. I'm one of the co-directors at the School of Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art, also known as IDEA. IDEA is one of Tacoma's choice high schools with an emphasis around industrial design, engineering, and art. We were founded in 2016. We're located in South Tacoma area. And part of what I think makes us really unique and special is that we're working with an incredible professional team of teachers and professionals from industry around engineering and architecture and design and different areas of the professional pathways that our students might have interest in pursuing. And through project-based learning with those teachers and professionals, our students are getting real life learning experiences that will serve them for the years to come in their future careers. So similar to our partner schools, SAMI and SODA, we believe strongly in the place-based learning experience, but being located where we are, we had to get a little extra creative about how that would look. And so as IDEA grew, we worked with some of our community partners to bring that real world and place-based learning experience into the building. Over the years, we've worked with a lot of our community partners to give students access to these real life learning experiences with authentic mentorship in those areas. So part of what has made IDEA really unique and special is that we've been able to have these businesses in the building. So we've had anything from creative design teams to working with a community bike club and business. We've also worked with ANSYS Technologies and worked directly with one of ANSYS's engineers. Our students have had the opportunities to learn in classes from them as well as serve as interns and learn some of those really valuable skills from people who are working directly in those fields that they're interested in. So at IDEA, we are really, really passionate about project-based learning. We want students to go through design thinking and in terms of how they are approaching a world problem. And it could just be a small problem that they're trying to solve. They're designing a new solution, a new product, implementing a new concept, but they're also thinking about global issues and some of the really large scale problems in our world and going through that design thinking process of who they're designing for and how they need to approach that. And that influences their projects. And so our staff are working hard to create opportunities for them to design around authentic experiences. And so as they are going through inquiry and thinking critically about how to approach these issues, by the time they get to the end, our goal is that they're developing a real public product that is on display, whether it's maybe just for their peers or within the building. But we also have things like annual design showcases where they're presenting some of their big developments and their big projects and outcomes through on a much more public and school-wide, community-wide scale. So that's pretty cool. So as students come to IDEA, we want to make sure that they're getting an opportunity to develop some foundational skills in two of our major pathways around design and then also in engineering. And so students are taking foundations in both of those areas, and as they start to develop and hone more of their passion and interest, they start to emphasize more maybe one over the other. And so on the engineering side, they're learning how to prepare and plan a project, and then at the same time actually produce it and go through the process of using the appropriate tools and technology to bring their plan into fruition. On the other side of design, we're working with students to think about all the different concepts and structures around design. So how are they thinking about the relationship between texture and color and tones and the different moods of what it means to create products. And so through thinking about that and developing skills in illustration and painting and drawing and all sorts of different approaches to that, they're honing that. They're both creative side, and ultimately they're inextricably interconnected. But we do want to give students the opportunity to think about, are they wanting to be part of the process that is creatively originating the concept and thinking strategically about how it comes together, and the other side and of who's thinking about how to make that really happen. And so that's kind of the relationship between those two pathways that we want every student to kind of think about where their passion really lies. Another opportunity that students have at IDEA is to participate in these internships within our community. And so we have a number of community partners from, again, architecture firms, computer software, programming. We've got all sorts of different creative companies that our students are working with throughout the region to have these experiences. So in their junior and senior year, they're having the opportunity to explore a pathway that they might want to pursue. And in doing so, they get an opportunity to really see what next steps are most critical to being able to achieve that goal. If what they want to achieve involves the college pathway, then we make sure that they're getting mentorship from those individuals that are helping them understand what their journey was, and that might influence and help make the experience of their pursuit that much more successful. And then on the other side, some students might realize that what they're really passionate about doesn't require a 4-year experience, and so we want students to know what that pathway looks like. We're really about the individual and making sure that they're having a unique experience. And so by having these internship experiences, they can really start to say, I really liked what I experienced there. Now I know what is required of me to be able to get to that point myself.
Well, I hope that was informative to tell you a little bit about SOTA, SAMI, and IDEA. I wanted to tell you a little bit about some of our results that we've had over the last 20 years here in Tacoma. Consistently, all 3 of our schools have had graduation rates above 98%, beginning with SOTA back in 2004, all the way until this first graduating class this past spring. 85% of our students go on to higher education, and 40% of our students go on to highly selective universities. In addition, 100%, every single one of our students as juniors take college-level classes through college and the high school at their high school campus. We've received a number of awards, including the OSBI School of Distinction Award, State Board of Education Achievement Awards, and both SAMI and IDEA were named OSPI STEM Lighthouse Schools multiple years in a row. We've had proven success in implementing our Next Move internship program, which we believe is the key to helping a student prepare what they want to do after high school while they're currently a junior or a senior. Every single one of our juniors and seniors takes an internship within a field that they're super passionate about. All of our schools are focused on 4 pillars: community, empathy, thinking, and balance. We also believe in full inclusion for our special ed programs, which means that every single student has access to every single class, no matter what their disability or learning challenge might be. We also believe in multi-grade level classes, so a lot of times 9th graders that are coming in will be mixed with classes of 10th graders or 11th graders that are helping mentor them and explain to them how the school operates and how they can be successful. Each year we start the school with a school retreat. People call it Camp at SOTA, SAMI, and IDEA, and it's an opportunity for 2 days to have students go and spend time with their mentor group, get to know their peers, and helps relieve some of that tension of the first day of school. The core of our instructional program, as you heard from many of our students, is the mentor group. A student comes in as a freshman and stays with their mentor for all 4 years. That mentor becomes the primary way that students communicate with their teachers and that families communicate with the school. The mentor group operates kind of like a family within the larger context of the school. At all 3 schools, we also believe that every student needs an adult in the building that they have a relationship with that's going to help make sure they get to where they want to go by the time they reach graduation. So we use what's called an RTI model, where a student support team comes around, including a social worker, counselors, the mentors, and the co-directors to help make sure that every student is on track to graduate. We have classes called Strong Start, which help our incoming 9th graders prepare for high school, and time, which allows students to help in time management, some of those cognitive skills, and help them build a successful strategy for navigating not only what they're learning, but how they're learning.
Hello again, welcome back, Truman. Now that we've seen each of the three schools and some of the philosophies that guide them, let's talk about the application process.
So to be able to apply, you need to be an 8th grade student who is in the class of 2027. All schools, SAMU, SOTA, and IDEA, are complete 4-year high schools.
Applicants will be accepted in cohorts starting in the fall of 2023, and they will be set to graduate in spring of 2027.
So how do you apply? The application process has a couple of steps. First, you're going to go online and you're going to go to any of the 3 application links for the schools. And then you're going to fill out and submit the first form. And this first submission will just let us know that you're interested, and it'll help you get your foot in the door.
Absolutely. The second step to the application is you will receive an email link for the full application. Then you'll fill out that application, and you will be entered into a lottery for the school of your choosing. The deadline to apply is December 16th, and you'll hear back with the results of your application in mid-January.
Again, if you have any questions that remain unanswered, feel free to reach out to us via SOTA SAMI IDEA at tacoma.k12.wa.us, or you can call us at 253-279-7911. Both of these contacts will be in the description below as well.
Thank you so much for joining us at tonight's virtual information night.
We look forward to hopefully seeing you next fall.